Hello everyone, Dream Chaser here from Dream Chaser Adventures, and I wanted to get this video started with talking about why I do this, what got me into the furry fandom. That was actually an interesting story, because most of my life I was in Boy Scouts. I pretty much grew up most of my young life in the woods, as I tell a lot of people, because I was in Boy Scouts from the time I was in kindergarten, starting with Tiger Cubs, to the point that I finally eagled out at around my sophomore year, and I actually stayed with it a couple more years as an adult leader for both the Cubs and the Boy Scouts. So pretty much my whole childhood was, working with youth groups, like Boy Scouts, and going camping, and just having nonstop fun. So I had cartoons. I've always been a big fan of Disney and everything, but I didn't really think far beyond, like, the scope of fandoms. I didn't really know about this stuff until I got into high school, when a lot of my friends started to try to get me to go to some local anime cons. And I was like, I don't really like anime, so what's really the point of going to the convention? I'm not going to really get anything out of it. Fast forward to once I got out of military basic training, and a little bit of other various trainings and whatnot with the military, and I was finally able to come home, because I was a reservist for a few years in the U.S. Navy. I actually had one of my friends call me out of the blue from high school, and was wanting to hang out for a couple of days before he was going to leave off for Lackland Air Force Base, for Air Force basic training. And it was a guy I haven't talked to in a while, and I was like, sure, that sounds great, let's hang out. And the whole time, one of his bigger focus points of showing me was the fourth generation of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And I kind of knew he already liked the show to begin with. He was one of my bigger anime friends in high school, and I always thought he was a little crazy, so I didn't really question it. I've really been open-minded most of my life anyway, but he really didn't stop talking about My Little Pony. So eventually I got to the point where I was asking him, what is about this? And he got on his computer and started showing me video collaborations of the show. All the cuts of adult references, and some some brony YouTubers, and this and that, yada yada yada. Ended up talking about the show a little bit and talking about the voice cast, like the main actor, Twilight Sparkle. Her voice actor is Tara Strong, which, if you go back into her biography of all the jobs she has done in the voiceover industry, she's like a woman of 1,000 voices. She's done so many cartoons, many of them I grew up with. She was a big time voice actor for Nickelodeon and whatnot. So it kind of got me interested a little bit more, to the point that when we finally said goodbye and I went home, I did a little search on YouTube to see if I could find the first two, what started as the first episode. But if you watch the first episode, you realize it's a two-parter. So I wasn't going to let the episode go unfinished. I went and searched the second episode after the first episode was finished. And then I watched the third. And I think it was by the time the third one ended, I was like, damn it, dude, you got me into this. And Well, I worked and whatnot. Yeah, I know I've watched a lot of videos of furries who've done videos that literally after the first like 2 episodes, they binged watched everything. This was back when there was only about a season or two, where it only took, you know, about a day. I didn't have that ability because I had a job, so it took me about a week to watch everything because I was watching in short bursts in between my job and life. But yeah, it was that, and it took a little bit, but I finally got connected with the Brony community, which for me was a big deal because, as I said, this was shortly after I got back from military training. I was gone for 6 months plus, it felt like, surrounded by hundreds of people every day. And once I came home, there was no one. And I didn't really like my job, and I wasn't connected to anybody on the outside in my community, and I worked odd hours. So it was really hard, kind of like right now. I've been working third shift for 5 years now, and I was kind of stuck in that boat back then. So once I finally got connected to the Brony community and found friends again, it really, really helped me pull me out of dark places that I was going into, of depression and other stuff. I'm a lot stronger. Like I would like to thank myself for being a lot stronger hearted and strong minded to realize suicide's a stupid thing. As people have said, it's a permanent problem to a temporary solution, or it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. There we go. I got it backwards. Yay. But that's really what it's true. If you guys watching this video are in fact depressed and thinking about suicide, I would really suggest you calling the suicide hotline, get help. If you have friends or family that you can go to, just talk to someone. And for the people who aren't, I will say, as a person who was in a serious place, just a simple hello really does help you out. Getting connected with people, and giving people who are falling under some difficult times feel like that they're important and they have a purpose really helps, because that was my biggest problem. I had lacked a social life, and for a short time, what was going through my head was, why am I here? My life has no meaning. I have no purpose. Why am I here? If I was gone, who's going to miss me? But as I said, I'm a lot strong-willed. I realized that suicide was stupid. So I kept on fighting through it. But yeah, those thoughts went through my head for quite a while. And it was the Brony and the furry fandom later that really pulled me out of this and gave me a community to hang out with, which is the reason why both of them are extremely important to me, even now. It's been a few years for the Brony fandom, and I've fallen out of it, mostly because the communities around me have started to fall apart because people are getting busy and everything. But the Brony fandom's here for me, so. But anyway, it was that. Once I got connected with the Brony fandom, I ended up going to my first convention, which was MTAC 2013. For the people who don't know what MTAC is, that's Middle Tennessee Anime Convention. Back in 2013, that was when they were still at the convention center downtown Nashville. They have since moved since then because they lost the convention center and have had to cut their numbers pretty much in half, which really ruined the experience for me the next year. But it was going to there and connecting with more people, and eventually getting my first full body fursuit, which was Pinkie Pie, and I wore Pinkie Pie for 3 years. And at that point, a lot of people would have claimed that I was furry in denial, a furry in the closet, because the whole entire time I was with my friends who I also fursuited with that were like, we're not fursuiters, we're not part of the furry fandom, we're part of the brony fandom, this is a mascot costume. Go figure, a couple of years later, I'm kind of evident here, I'm a furry. But anyway, yeah, that's really what got started when I was in the brony fandom. My first costume was a full body suit of Pinkie, and I did that for 3 years until I finally got tired of having hooves, and I was like, I want paws. So I designed Dream Chaser Mark 1. This is Mark 2. I just recently finished him. If you go back and watch a few of my other videos. Which the design has changed a little bit. I'm still a blue husky and I'm still fascinated with space, but I've added a little bit more color and given this more, design, so I'm not the generic blue husky I was before. But anyway, yeah, I think that pretty much that pretty much wraps that one up. What got me to becoming a furry and doing what I am right now was one of my old high school friends introducing me to the brony fandom. And I realized the bronies and the furries have some kind of skirmishes. Been there, seen it. But we're not much different. And a lot of good people with both of them, especially to pull you out of some rough times. So I think that pretty much wraps up what I want to say. If you guys have any comments that we'd like to leave, any questions or whatnot, leave them in the description or in the comment section down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!